Any military conflict could be brought to a sudden and peaceful end, providing one of the combatants agrees to the list of humiliating demands from the opposing side. The war in Ukraine is not any different. Putin holds a list of demands Ukraine must satisfy before putting a stop to the taking of Ukrainian land and resources. And President Trump is the only president willing and able to put a quick end to the conflict. Because unlike Biden or any past US president, he's willing to hand Putin the victory over Ukraine and able to bully Zelensky into accepting the terms. And should Zelensky prove uncooperative, he'll simply turn up the pressure. By doing what he does best, frame the issue, cast Zelensky as the villain and himself as the hero.
A dictator without elections. Zelensky better move fast or he's not going to have a country left. Gotta move fast. In the meantime, we're successfully negotiating an end to the war with Russia. Something I'll admit that only Trump is going to be able to do.
Conceding on two major Russian demands.
That returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective.
A positive signal to other regional powers.
The United States does not believe that NATO membership for Ukraine is a realistic outcome of a negotiated settlement.
Ukraine is the only non-NATO nation supporting every NATO mission, and the United States strongly supports your request.
Seen from a geopolitical perspective, the reasons become pretty obvious. To the global right wing today, there is no bigger danger to the foundational values and principles of Western civilization.
The threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within, the retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values, values shared with the United States of America.
Than the sudden rise of woke progressivism, governing most Western allies' capitals, influencing and guiding Western institutions, agendas, and policies, and advancing quickly in the American continent, from Canada to Chile, from academia to law enforcement, and in their view, advancing in its decadent march towards a global socialist order. So to the MAGA movement.
Washington, there is a new sheriff in town, and under Donald Trump's leadership, we may disagree.
There is currently no bigger enemy today
right to offer it in the public square
than our woke European allies.
Now, to many of us on the other side of the Atlantic, it looks more and more like old entrenched interests.
And in the battle against them, there could be no bigger ally
and disinformation
than another tough, plain-talking nationalist who has been fighting the same global enemies.
Все это неприемлемо. У нас другое, свое будущее. Такое полное отрицание человека, неспровержение веры и традиционных ценностей, подавление свободы.
Vladimir Putin, a formidable ally against a common enemy, must be brought back from isolation.
I'd love to have him back. I think it was a mistake to throw him out. Look, it's not a question of liking Russia or not liking Russia. It was the G8, Obama, and a couple of other people made a mistake and they got Russia out.
And Ukraine, well, why add it to the ranks of our ideological enemies? Defenseless, it will eventually fall back in Russia's hands.